You've been told a lie your entire life. A well-intentioned lie, but a lie nonetheless. The lie is that saving your money is the responsible thing to do. Put it in a savings account, be patient, watch it grow. But the truth is, every dollar you save in cash is losing value, right now. A silent thief called inflation is eating your savings alive. The wealthy have known this for decades. It's why they don't just save their money, they invest it. Let's run the numbers that will change how you see your bank account forever. Imagine you have $10,000. You do the responsible thing and put it in a savings account earning 1% interest. After a year, you've made $100. Feels like a win, right? Wrong. Let's say inflation that year was 6%. That means your $10,000 lost $600 in purchasing power. You gained $100 but lost $600. Your net result? You are $500 poorer, and you didn't even spend a dime. That is the savings trap. Over 10 years, it becomes a catastrophe. That $10,000 with 1% interest grows to about $10,950. But to have the same buying power you started with, thanks to that 6% inflation, you'd now need nearly $16,000. You saved for a decade and are $5,000 poorer in real terms. What about high-yield savings accounts? They might pay 2%. It's better, but you're still losing. A 2% return against 6% inflation is still a 4% loss, year after year. High-yield savings just means you lose money slower. Here's what trips most people up. Cash is not safe. It feels safe because the number on your screen doesn't go down. But the power of that number, what it can actually buy, is what truly matters. $10,000 today buys less than it did last year. Next year, it will buy even less. You work hard, you save diligently, and inflation acts as an invisible tax, stealing your wealth while you sleep. Savers are punished by the very system they're trying to be responsible in. Take someone who proudly saved $50,000 in cash over the last 5 years. They feel secure. But if inflation averaged 5% during that time, their $50,000 now has the purchasing power of only about $39,000. They lost $11,000 just by following old rules. And that's the key. This advice is from a different world. A world where our parents saw savings accounts paying 5, 6, even 8% interest, a time when cash could actually outpace inflation. That world is gone. Today, interest rates are near zero, and inflation is a constant threat. The rules changed, but the advice didn't. So here's the harsh reality. If you have more than 6 months' worth of essential expenses sitting in cash, you are actively choosing to become poorer every single day. That money isn't sitting still, it's shrinking, not the number, but its value. Saving large amounts of cash is no longer being responsible. It is a guarantee of losing financial ground. The wealthy understood this shift long ago. That's why after securing their 6-month emergency fund, every other dollar is put to work. It's invested. Because in today's world, the only way to truly get ahead is not to save your wealth, but to grow it.
So what do you do instead of letting your money die a slow death in a savings account? Let me give you the strategy the wealthy use. First, your emergency fund. This is the only cash you should be hoarding. You need 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses, period. This is non-negotiable. If your monthly bills total $3,000, you need to keep $9,000 to $18,000 in a high-yield savings account. This is your safety net for true emergencies only. A job loss, a sudden medical bill, a major car repair. It needs to be liquid and accessible. Yes, it will still lose a little value to inflation over time, but that's the small price you pay for immediate access to cash when your life depends on it. Now, for every single dollar above that emergency fund, the game changes. That money gets invested, not saved, invested. This is the most important distinction you will ever learn about money. Saving is putting money in a cash account where it is guaranteed to lose purchasing power. Investing is putting money into assets that are designed to grow faster than inflation, things like index funds, real estate, or your own business.
These are the engines that build wealth. Let me show you the difference with the same $10,000. Let's say you just save it in a bank. Over 10 years, with inflation, you effectively lose thousands in purchasing power. Your $10,000 might only buy what $5,000 buys today. You've lost. Now, let's invest that same $10,000 into a simple S&P 500 index fund. The historical average is around 8% per year. After 10 years, your $10,000 becomes $21,589. You've gained over $11,000. Compare that to saving, where you lost $5,000. That is a $16,000 difference. One strategy, you lose. The other, you win big. But what about the risk? The stock market goes up and down. That's true. In the short term, there's volatility. But building wealth is a long-term game. Over any 20-year period in history, the S&P 500 has never lost money. Never. If your time horizon is 10 years or more, the real risk isn't being in the market. The real risk is keeping your money in cash and guaranteeing a loss to inflation. This principle applies elsewhere, too. Think about real estate. You buy a rental property, the property value appreciates over time, and your tenant pays you rent. Both of these things typically rise with inflation. You win twice. If you can't buy a whole property, you can invest in REITs, real estate investment trusts, and own a piece of a large portfolio of properties. Or even better, start a business, even a small side hustle. Businesses don't just preserve wealth, they create it. They generate profits that can be reinvested to grow exponentially. This is the ultimate way to beat inflation. So, here is the exact strategy. Step 1. Calculate your monthly expenses and multiply by 3 to 6. That's your emergency fund. Keep it in a high-yield savings account and do not touch it. Step 2. Every dollar above that gets invested. A simple plan could be 50% into index funds for growth, 25% into dividend stocks for income, and 25% into real estate or REITs. Step 3. Automate it. Set up automatic transfers so that every month your excess money is invested without you even seeing it. This is what wealthy people do. They hold minimal cash. Everything else is working for them in assets that make more money. Your money in a savings account is losing money. Their money in assets is making money. This is how you beat the inflation tax. This is how you build real, lasting wealth. Stop saving. Start investing.